My name's Geoff Hand. I'm Caister born and bred, and after seeing the advert, I've got, well, I think, a quite interesting story about my grandfather, who is a local lad, or was a local lad. So I've brought some bits and pieces up today, to show you guys. My granddad, Percy, he joined the army, the Lincolnshire Regiment, in early 1914. And he was out in France when the First World War commenced. During his time out there in the Lincolnshire Regiment, he was wounded 3 times, and I brought his army pay book in, which is the evidence of his of the wounds he suffered, and they brought him back to the UK. Now, during his convalescence, before he went back to France, he joined the Machine Gun Corps and back out into France, and he was actually in France in 1918 when the war finished. All the training was done predominantly down at Belton House near Grantham. Now, we've been down there, and I would have liked to think there's some proof or some evidence of him doing his Machine Gun Corps training down there. Obviously his number 17335, but the archives are a bit thin on the ground, and unfortunately nobody was able to help me on that front. I was 5 when Grandad died, but they didn't seem to speak about some of the campaigns and their experiences. However, he did tell my father 1 or 2 bits and pieces, and as a result of the eldest grandson, the eldest son of the eldest son and so on, I've inherited all his memorabilia, his army pay book, his medals, for which I've brought along today. I've got the certificate for his Machine Gun Corps, and all stories got tragedy, as you can imagine, because I've also got a picture of my grandmother, Elizabeth. Now, when Grandad joined the war, joined the army in early 1914, his best mate was a guy called Page Robinson. Now, they was in the army together, and there was real good friends. So when they came home on leave, my granddad got to meet Page Robinson's sister, and he married her, Elizabeth. Yeah. However, Page didn't survive the war. He was killed, and I've got his death plaque. And that had a very big impact on Grandad, because not only had he lost his best mate, he lost his brother-in-law as well. He was awarded the Belgium Croix de Guerre for one of the campaigns he took part in. And again, he didn't say an awful lot, but he did tell me Dad 1 or 2 things. And there's a little silver rose on one of the medals, and that denotes that he was mentioned in dispatches. And I've also got copies of the London Gazette from that period, 1916, 1918, with his name, as we say, mentioned in dispatches. Yeah, so for a fairly quiet sort of a bloke, I think he was a very brave man and a local man as well. My son, he's the next in line, and in all fairness, he's not all that interested in his great-grandfather's memorabilia. But for me to have inherited this, it's a big responsibility. And the other thing, of course, is what do I do with it? And I think it's most important that some of this stuff is shared as well, among people.